Time for an update on my charging system. This is the original battery that came with the cycle. It's going on 3 years old now, and it did not receive the best in the way of prompt maintenance. I put it on the charger till it was fully charged, and it's been sitting for a couple of weeks now, and it's down to 9.99, call it 10 volts, which for all practical purposes on a 12 volt battery is stone dead. This is the original voltage regulator. On these machines, the regulator gets its power from the battery. If you have a new regulator, like the one I installed, and a bad battery, it still isn't going to charge. I ended up replacing the battery. Everything was running peachy. It's been a couple of weeks. Now I've decided that I need to reinstall my old regulator and find out whether the battery died because of a regulator problem or the regulator was not functioning because the battery died. Is what is known as a maintenance-free battery. This is actually kind of mislabeled. It's basically a standard flooded lead-acid battery, but instead of having removable caps so you can add distilled water, it's got a plug that goes in the top and stays there until the battery dies. It has restricted venting, so it stays wet longer, but they're normally good for about 2 years before they're junk. It's what was available when I decided I needed one, so that's what I put in there. The last time when I was replacing the regulator, I had assorted little critters hiding. Huntsman spider on top of the frame. I saw the gecko. I did not see the huntsman because it's sort of a grayish brown color that matched almost perfectly with the dirt that was on top of the frame. It got out of my way far enough to let me do the change, and as far as I know was still there when I buttoned it up. Right here, and then ran down to replace underneath the wire harness, scale it if I really want to keep my thing. Ignition unit, the coil, and the rectifier regulator. I'm pretty sure that there's nothing wrong with this regulator. I'm going to try to start it up before I put the tank back on and button everything up again. I might have to do that because it has been sitting for a couple of weeks with the fuel turned off and the float bowl may be dry. Well, it looks like the float bowl was dry and I had to set the tank in place just temporarily. Let's see if I can get it to start and charge. Okay. Charging. 13.3, 13.4 volts, that neighborhood. So the only problem I had with my charging system was the original battery had reached the end of its service life. This isn't a defect. The batteries do have a service life. It's a, how would you say, long-term consumable. So I'm still waiting for my Chinese bike to break down. That's okay. I'll wait.